So you got that first property when you were 22. You piled everything into
Yep.
it. You went
Yep.
holus bolus in there,
Yeah.
and
Hail Mary.
you flipped it basically. What happened after
Yeah.
that? What happened after that in your property journey?
Yes. So that was like the great result that we got from that was obviously riding probably the best property wave that has ever been in my lifetime. Like the growth at that time was just unreal. But the tricky thing about that is you sell in a super red hot market, you've unfortunately got to buy in the same market. And as you move up in price ranges, 10% growth on 300 grand is a lot less money than 10% growth on 800 grand. So if you're moving up, it can actually be somewhat detrimental. So there was a really interesting story because once I got out of that, I thought I wanted to start to do something bigger. I wanted to do like a subdivision or like something a little bit larger. But once I got out of that property and was trying to compete in a super red hot market in a retail market for subdivisions and things like that, that's a very scary place for a 24-year-old because I was competing against builders, people with 7 figures worth of cash that just didn't really care, that had a lot lower, lot better margins, builders, stuff like that. So I got a pretty rude shock straight away that I was not going to be able to buy what I wanted to buy. And at the time, I was really trying to get out of my current career as well, which was the only way for me to access more deals that I could find. So I started to go really left wing. I remember sitting in front of RP Data for about 6 or 7 hours one night trying to think of how on earth I could come up with another way to do it. And this was right at the start of COVID as well. So I started thinking, where's COVID negatively impacted the property market? So I started thinking more and more. And then I thought commercial real estate, because obviously offices and bits and pieces had actually become sort of more vacancy rates had increased in that sort of side of thing. And luckily enough for me in Bathurst, we've got a whole lot of these beautiful sort of 1870 to 1890 CBD fringe homes that have been turned into commercial offices, sort of accountancy practices, physiotherapists, stuff like that. So I thought, bingo, that's my way in. So because lots of these properties are currently underperforming, so I found a property that was once upon a time it was 2 semi-detached that were built in sort of 1890. It was turned into one big 8-office accountancy practice. But lots of the heritage was still there, and it had sat empty for about 9 months. So, because nobody wanted an 8-office accountancy practice that was bright yellow and had bits falling off it. Most people that wanted 8 offices had gone and built their own or so on and so forth. So, I bought a really underperforming commercial asset, and then we're now going backwards, turning into 2 residential homes. So, it was sort of funny paradigm because I was sort of trying to see value where no one else did. And then a couple of months later, that's now what I do for a living. So it's worked out very well.
Yeah, it's an interesting. I always like that, like finding, like unlocking the hidden value, seeing the things that other people can't see.